Hey everyone, I just wanted to say I want to talk about my life and what I've been through. When I was a little girl, my mom used to struggle to take care of us, you know, and at the time we was young, and everything. And, my mom used to do a lot of things, to take care of us. You know, my dad was nowhere to be found. My dad used to abuse my mother a lot in front of us, and we saw that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just seen it, and even I saw it, and I saw how my daddy dragged my mama out of his house back of town. And it was like a hurtful thing, to where my mama had to move in with my grandmother, and she had it hard over there. My grandmother had mistreated her a lot and make her do things that she didn't want to do. It was just so heartbreaking to, I'm not gonna get in details because I don't want to have that out like that, because I don't know how my mom would feel. But at the same time, when you live in a life where you're getting abused and mistreated, you know, it's good to run away, you know. Because, man, like, my sisters, we all had get along. My mama had taught us to not fight among each other, because we are family, like, as you can see. And it's like she just raised us never to fight against each other, you know. Then after that, as my mama was struggling, God, man, made a miracle. I mean, had a miracle for her, to where mama had everything now. She took good care of us, made sure that we had everything, you know. Because, man, back in the days, like, we had it hard. My daddy was working, never wanted to help my mama. When my daddy had owed my mama child support, he wouldn't pay. He would hide. Because one time, I was pregnant with my daughter, and um, I had went by my daddy house, and when I went over there pregnant, my daddy had, my daddy was on drugs. He was highly, like, bad on drugs, and he had two white couples living in his house back of town. When I went knock on that door to see my dad, two white people came out of the house, looked like they was sticking each other with needles. And so I got kind of upset, And when my daddy seen that I was pregnant, he was happy, because I was at the right age, And then we talked, and then my dad was telling me that he was coming into some money and everything, and that he was going to buy him a trailer, and so I went and I told my mother that, and my mother had him go to jail because he had owed for child support, you know. Then he did some time in jail. Then after that, I went over to the house by myself, but I had to climb through the window to get in the house. My brothers then stole a bunch of pit bulls, had all that in that apartment. I mean, in my daddy house. They had about 5 or 6 pit bulls in that house. They had some of them hiding in a bathroom. Then they had one was in a bedroom. Then they had the rest. They had the rest running around the house. I go in there. They all was friendly. They all jump on me like they was happy. So you know what I did? I took all them dog out that house. They all jump out the window. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I said, why is my brothers are stealing dogs and hiding them in my daddy's house while my daddy in jail? Man, all them pit bull ran off. When my brothers came back for them pit bull, they was gone. I let all them dog out. Because what the good kind of shit is that when you got a brother that's stealing pit bulls, they're gone now, but anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I found all those pit bulls in that house. I let them all out. They were so happy to see me. Like, at the time I was afraid, but then when they all start wagging their tails, I looked like that. I played with them in my daddy's house. I sat down with them and I fed them. I gave them food, water, everything. Them dog was just stuck in the house, in my daddy's house, when my daddy was in jail. Them dogs then tore up my daddy's house and everything. They tore the bathroom door. They messed up that house. And I said, oh no. I took them dogs completely out of that house. The front door was like jammed. We couldn't even open the front door, so I had to let them run through the window. And they had a sofa there, luckily, and they climbed out through the window and they ran off. And then I went back. Then after that, I went back as they ran off. I went back in my daddy's house and waited for them to run off far, far, far away, to where I had to. Then when I didn't see them to move, I jump out the window and then I started running so they won't see me, because they was like halfway down the street running loose. It was just a heartbreaking thing. But like as I was saying, like when my daddy was on them drugs, yeah, it was just bad. You know what I'm saying? My daddy was walking the street, no shoes, all dirty. He lost a lot of weight, walking looking for crack, you know. That's just sad. That's why my mother had left him. And now since my mother left him,